Let me ask you guys this question. Our guy, obviously, Perk, had his tweet and had his thought. What does this do for LeBron's legacy? What does this do for him in terms of that conversation, that one conversation that everyone loves to have, the GOAT debate? Does this change your thinking? Does it cement him in a certain way in your eyes?
No, I think LeBron James is the best basketball player we've ever seen, right? Is Jordan the GOAT? Maybe. Again, everyone can have their own GOAT. Everyone can compare eras. Like, this is why like Channing just said something about Tiger being the greatest golfer. Is it Jack Nicklaus has the most like majors of all time, right? He has the most majors of all time. But now let's also keep this in perspective. In the 60s, 70s, when he was doing this, the amount of people playing golf was probably far fewer. It was probably smaller. It was a smaller pool. When Jordan was with the Bulls and they talked about, the dream team expanding the global game, right? And now there's more people playing. So like the fact that he has achieved this with a larger pool of competition, a larger pool of growth, that needs to be factored in. Because again, Bill Russell won 11 championships, and there's no disrespect to that, but the pool was smaller. So that's why you look at it. Jordan doesn't have the most points. Jordan doesn't have the most championships. Jordan doesn't have the most MVPs. So I'm not here to say that Jordan wasn't that dude. He is that dude. But I think people just get, Bron doesn't have 6 championships. Well, Jordan doesn't have 11, right? So it's like we have to be able to like mix it all into a pot. And when you mix it in and you say a guy that was never considered, even people that get sensitive, when I said that LeBron's the greatest scorer of this era, and they're like, well, what about Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant is a scorer. Their career averages are like 0.2 points away from each other. Like Kevin Durant is 27.72. LeBron is 27.51. Like, are you kidding me? And on top of it, LeBron is 4th all time in assists. So it's like, that's the greatest basketball player you've ever seen.
8th in steals.
Like, but you talk about Jokic winning 3 MVPs because he's averaging. Bron could have averaged a triple-double. He could have done that if that was his goal. Like, there's no doubt. His career averages are 27, 7, and 7. He's led the league in assists before. So I just don't think we've ever seen a basketball player be able to do whatever they want for as long as they have on the court. You need him to play point guard. You need him to play center. You need him to, Magic got some of that, but Magic wasn't an elite scorer like that.
I've always said, you guys know when you do the starting lineups for the Cavs when you played for them, and you'd have to do it for the radio side, and you're like, I'm Channing Frye, center.
Yeah.
One night I was like in the back and I heard that over the intercom thing from the radio side, and it was like LeBron James, every position. Like, he really just said that. Yeah, he really just said that.
Dude, a great quote is like Jordan is the best ever. LeBron is the greatest ever. Like Jordan was the best for his time, for that time. Jordan was the best in that small window, right? For those, I'm going to say 8, I'm going to give him 8 years. It was so polarizing. 8 years.
It was monstrous stuff. It was a stretch.
Greatness dude, again, when I say Jordan and Bron are 1A, 1B, it's if you can't agree with me on that, then you just don't like LeBron. That's just it. Right? Yeah. And I'm a firm believer. I said the trolling thing, all Jordan did was score. But literally, I go, how are you the greatest if you aren't number one at anything, right? But Jordan is number one all-time career average scoring, right? I think it's 30 point something, which is crazy to think.
Yeah,
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. But I'm saying if you're not number one at something, at multiple things, if you're not top 5 at multiple things, how are you the greatest at something? You may have been the best at what you did, but how are you the greatest?
He had a 6-year stretch.
Am I a Jordan lover?
6-year stretch, though. Oh my God, Allie!
I know this the best 6-year stretch.
You'll never like that stretch.
6-year stretch.
Can I ask you guys this? How long did Michael Jordan play? How many seasons did Michael Jordan
20
play?
years.
At this point, where does that, because from now on, LeBron's going to just continue to rise, and he's going to, because I think when it's all said and done, he'll probably be number 2 in assists, right? Like he'll be at the top of, because but that's a credit to him, right? I'm not disrespecting, but do you factor in that at all when you have these conversations about just in general being at the top of statistical category after
Yeah,
statistical
because
category?
JJ Redick,
And
right?
no
who
one
I'm
is
doing
ever
the game
going to
with-
go 6-0 in the finals.
No.
Right? It just
Yeah.
you got to respect the shit out of what Jordan did. He put
Even
the
Tom
NBA
Brady
on his
didn't do
back
that in the Super
and
Bowl.
created 50 other players. Everyone is always baby Jordan. Remember Harold Miner? Or it's like
Oh.
Grant Hill's the next Jordan, or Kobe's the next Jordan, or this guy's the next Jordan. Right now, it's like Jason Tatum is the next Kobe, or Kyrie is the next Kobe. But like, who's the next LeBron?
Shit.
That doesn't exist because it can't exist because he is in a stratosphere himself. He is a sun while other people are planets or meteorites that rotate around something.
Nick Wright from
It's a good
Fox
analogy.
Sports said very good one. He said something that's good. And again, I'm going to butcher this, but you guys get the premise. He was like, look, if we're talking about total basketball, at 17 years old, LeBron James was better than Michael Jordan. He was, right? At 20 years old, LeBron James was all right, he's like Michael Jordan was losing in the Sweet 16. LeBron James was leading a team to the NBA Finals. Right? Let's keep these things in perspective. Yes, when Jordan gets there, and again, we can't equate it, but like, let's not doubt Jordan was losing in the Sweet 16. He won a national championship with big game. Shout out Sam Perkins, shout out North Carolina, Dean Dome, all that. And you can't compare it, but it's like, what were they doing at those ages? You're like, well, Jordan's career, when he turned 28 and he was a champion until he turned 26, he's the greatest of all time. And you're like, okay, but like at 20 years old, LeBron James was leading a team to the NBA Finals, and you did the math, and Michael Jordan was in the Sweet 16. Like, are we going to account that greatness for what we saw at that age? Does that go into the pot of what we're of a resume that if we're going to compare? And again, I know you went to school back then. LeBron came out of high school, but it's like, bro, if you don't like LeBron, you'll never.
We
like
act
LeBron,
though when
if
we
you don't
say
like
that. We act, touche. We act when we say, but LeBron never had to go to college. LeBron never went to college, as if the responsibility to come in the NBA at 18 years old isn't a high responsibility at all.
It's like what, he didn't have to go fucking
Isaiah
sit in class and bullshit. We didn't go to class.
Yeah.
No.
Tell me who did.
I did.
Aw.
Anyways,
Channy did.
I went because there were ladies there. Ladies.
Bitch, you wouldn't.
Anyways,
the one that you had
Isaiah?
before Lauren. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Lady.
Shots fired. Shots fired, Allie.
No,
Hey,
you
critical
said it
cut.
earlier.
Cut it out. So, hey, Isaiah Thomas, Zeke makes a good point. He goes, think about the runway most players have to be great. They go to college, they learn, they compete. LeBron went from dominating high school to now giving a NBA franchise and then dominating that immediately. Who taught LeBron how to be great? Like, where was that space for him to make mistakes? There is no space where LeBron does not dominate or is not elite in his career. And whether you want to say he's top 5 right now, he's top 10. He's top 8.
Who?
Right? Like, when has he never been top 8 ever in 20 years?
Maybe
There
his
is
first
no
year.
curve.
Maybe only
It
his
went
first year.
whoop.
His second year, he was a top 10 player. His second year in the league, he was a top 10
Maybe his
player.
first year when he was 18 years old.
Yeah,
I just
when he
went and
won
watched
Rookie
the
of the
high
Year.
school game.
By the way, I think
These
Carmelo should have won
motherfuckers
Rookie of the Year.
are
I have no
so
problem with that.
stupid. Okay.
Carmelo should have
I
won
agree
Rookie
with you
of
on
the
that too.
Year.
He
Yeah,
was
Carmelo
nasty.
should have won.
Yeah.
Carmelo
Anyways.
averaged 20 points a game, was a leading scorer, and took a team to the postseason. He should have won. He should have won
Rookie of the Year.